Hello and hi, welcome to Mango Time Extravaganza. Now I don't have any of my, thank you very much. Now I don't have any of my actual costume because when I landed here, I landed on my ass and it just completely destroyed it in half. So I'm here with Mateo and Lena. So I'm here with Mateo and Lena, and I'm going to try to draw them superheroes today. So tell me a bit about your guys' selves. What do you guys like to do, say, see, hear, eat? I
don't know what to draw.
Should I go first?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. My name's Mateo. I really like listening to music. That's probably what I do most. I used to play basketball. I used to play basketball. I also played football for a while. I used to like draw a lot, but I kind of gave up on it because I lost interest.
It's very unfortunate to hear. You know, if you draw, there is an infinite potential you've always awaited.
I don't know. I'm Lena. I like to listen to music. I draw sometimes. Not very good, but I draw. That's about it. Not that interesting.
Well, I'm here with two artists. Me, an artist myself, as cocky and ego-fantastic as I am. But today, I'm going to try to draw both of you superheroes. So, please describe what kind of superheroes you would want to be. Power base, any kind of thing. You know, we'll start off small. What kind of powers would you want if you had superpowers?
Mind reading. Like invisibility.
Mind reading and invisibility. It's great to draw because then I can be lazy and then just kind of have the outline.
Yeah.
I'd probably have time travel.
Time travel? Okay.
Yeah.
Time travel.
Could you change
Oh no, not time travel. Teleportation.
But could you change that if you time travel?
Probably.
I feel like time travel, you hop around the multiverse a lot more than you do the same time stream.
Yeah.
But you can edit your time stream, but then you'll
you
always
like
grow
ruin
up.
something, yeah. Then you ruin something.
Either time travel or teleportation. I think those two are pretty good.
Yeah, those
Time travel and teleportation makes you an absolute menace.
Love it. Yeah.
Like a clock or something somewhere.
So you wanted mind reading and invisibility,
Yeah,
and then
that'd be
teleportation and time travel. Okay, I can kind of work around with that. Alright. Is there anything else with your guys' superhero? Just like try to build off a little short story if you guys want.
Like
Be a lawyer. Be a lawyer.
Be a lawyer? Okay.
As in like your side hustle?
Well, during the day, duh.
Okay, sure.
You know, you gotta do something in the day.
I want to be a performer.
A performer?
Like a musician.
Like a musician? Okay.
Because one of the characters on one of my favorite comic series, it's a side character, but he's a musician and he's also a pirate, so it's pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
It is cool.
That's awesome. You know, I'm trying to be a musician and all that stuff myself. So maybe you can help me with my machinations.
Yeah.
No, yeah, be a lawyer.
Why would you be a lawyer?
Why?
Yeah.
Why would I be a lawyer?
Like, is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
Oh. That's long. That'd take a while.
I know. But like, I could argue.
So I'm just going to start out with a small kind of composition. One of your guys' legs is going to get a little cut off from the page. I probably started a little too big like I usually do.
Who is who?
Undecided yet. I'm just going to make kind of like the poses and then we go from there.
Nice.
See, what I always like to do is you start with like the rough skeleton first and stuff. I have my entire back just completely turned to the camera page. But I'm able to do this. 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 Da-da-da-da-da. But start out with small kind of stuff. Try to have it somewhere so you guys can see. See how it goes.
What is like your favorite piece?
My favorite piece?
Yeah.
I had this one picture that I got my friend to take before I like crashed right into him. I love swinging around Ottawa violently through the air. Like, I don't know if you've ever played this game called Spider-Man Web of Shadows, but he turns into a ball halfway through. I basically do that, but a lot more faster and a lot more with velocity. I've been able to kind of have a shield and kind of like find ways to like make sure that the momentum doesn't just like kill me instantly. But it's been something I kind of like. I learned to swing from Tarzan with my little omniversal finite powers, but I had this thing called the Red Cosmic. And the Red Cosmic was this whole little ancient thing. I don't really know too much about it, but it's like this gem that's kind of like lodged in my chest or whatever. So as long as I don't like sneeze weird, I'll think I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Cool. What are these things? Is it just like protection?
Yeah, so in my universe, I had this really cool gauntlet armor, and I had these rubies that kind of like went on my hand and stuff like that, and they would help me channel my entire power. So, kind of like Green Lantern, but with like hard cosmic constructs, so it's cosmic energy constructed into certain things. It's not quite like Scarlet Witch with like the reality bending stuff, but it's enough to go toe to toe.
Cool.
So about your guys' superheroes, do you have a kind of name to ballpark around with?
Oh crap. I don't know. I'm
Close to like TikTok, Mateo.
no. So bad. I don't know actually. I'm not really good at coming up with this.
Yeah,
type of stuff.
names isn't my forte.
I would just do like a random name generator if I were to pick a name. To be honest,
It's like
kind of like Wu Tang. Not Wu Tang. What was it? On Future or whatever.
Yeah, one of them. Like a generic like man name.
Yeah.
Like Bob or something. It's
Yeah.
like, that's your superhero.
That's your
The infamous Jimmy Bob.
Yeah, like that's what you should do with him.
Bob. I don't know.
Not Bob, but like just like a generic.
I think
name.
it would be cool to have like an acronym or something. Like have like let's say Bob, but like B, O B, and like stuff or something.
And then it stands for like something else, like
yeah.
Bartholomew, like that kind of thing.
Like something to do with like my powers.
Oh yeah, but
No,
it would
we
be
were
Bob.
gonna call you Homer Jr. The kids were gonna call you Hoju.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can legally do that. That's a good question. So far I've only got a little bit of a flex muscle over here. Someone's definitely got the strength. Every time I hear lawyer, I'm starting to think of She-Hulk, and she's got like that giant powers. Marvel, by the way, is making out that goddamn show, and they better do well.
Like Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel's been phenomenal. I love the fact that the
I
character.
didn't watch it, so
All good. The character herself, she's an artist as
Yeah.
well, and her parents were trying to get her into an actual different kind of education, so understandable with parents and stuff.
yeah.
So how long does it usually take you to complete like a full drawing?
Full drawing, about 8 hours.
8 hours.
Yeah, I procrastinate a lot of it.
Jeez.
Speed is definitely the one thing I gotta work on. I like taking things slow.
Mm-hmm.
But this show, I'm hoping the more I'm doing this, the more I can actually build up some time to actually get my consistency right.
Mm.
You like sell your drawings to people?
I would love to. I don't want to charge too much because I've been to a lot of like those like conventions and stuff like that. And I'm sorry, $80 to $160 just for someone to draw me something?
Yeah.
A little ridiculous. If anything, I would ask $20 from people just because I'm starting out.
Mm-hmm.
Once I get enough of like the actual talent behind it and start drawing like Marvel level stuff, but people that are superheroes,
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll really fly well.
Yeah.
So what made you get into like drawing?
I saw this one guy, his name is Mike Hawthorne. He did this drawing for Superior Spider-Man up on this this ledge or whatever, this pier. And since then, since I've just seen that, I just love to draw. In my universe, this guy, Mr. Reference, who's kind of like my mentor for all my magic stuff, he taught me a lot to kind of like peer into your guys' universe, your literature, your lore, and all that stuff. So as much as I've been able to see kind of parallels in my universe, mainly like all of my stuff is from here.
Yeah.
Kind of like I'm just a self-insert character. Okay, well I've gotten the base pose down. A little fast, a little rough drafts here and there. We got about 2. So is there any one of you guys that really likes to like flex off any kind of like muscles or whatever?
She
Me?
flexes a lot. See her all her jewelry and stuff?
Absolute strong. Okay.
Yeah.
Look the way we're sitting right now as well. You're so much more empowering than I am. I'm just like scrunched up.
Not my fault. You gotta put yourself in there. You gotta be the leader, not the follower, Mateo. Have you never heard that before?
I have, yeah.
And then always, because I always feel like I always have to be like careful and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Breast sizes, I know in comic books are very overly sexualized. I don't want to draw anything too big or too
Do
small.
whatever.
Okay. Yeah, my favorite part to draw all the time is just abs. I don't have any myself. I'm gonna try to get some soon, but you guys are gonna be absolutely shredded.
What's like the hardest thing to draw?
The hardest thing to draw: hands, feet, and facial features.
What makes hands hard to draw?
No, fingers are so hard to draw.
Yeah.
Like when I draw fingers and feet, they always come like They always look so like deformed.
I feel like the face is probably the hardest.
Yeah. It's mainly the features because some people you can make them look really well. Other people I've drawn and it's like I can't draw it. I tried drawing this one girl. She actually used to go to the school. Her name was Emma Lynn, and I tried drawing her own like flying superhero. Can never get the face right.
Mm.
I don't know if it's just too generic or too specific. It's one of the.
Yeah.
Sorry, hon. Got the base books here. Got the muscle mask.
Are you gonna make like a mask
Like for.
for the heroes, or are you just gonna try to draw our facial features?
I will definitely draw you guys a mask. I love drawing masks.
Yeah.
I remember drawing you, your social character,
Yeah,
right? Yeah,
yeah.
that one was always cool.
Yeah.
Masks are so much easier to draw on people.
Yeah.
They also help as well. That's
Yeah.
why I usually have my half Phantom of the Opera-esque mask. Yeah. Also, I don't know if you've ever watched the Andrew Lloyd Webber series, or a series or movie. It's got Gerard Butler's the Phantom of the Opera. Keep in mind, in that one, he's kind of, how do I say this correctly? Christine Diane, which is like the main kind of character for it. She's like the main protagonist. She's like basically almost a child. And she's like 16, 17,
Oh, okay.
18 kind of stuff. And the Phantom of the Opera is like a full-blown adult. But he has this obsession with her where he wants to marry her and stuff because, well, music of the night and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Very edgy. The movie itself was supposed to be a horror movie because the Phantom of the Opera is like a horror character.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just so amazing that I would never consider Gerard Butler as horrifying. It is spooky in some aspects, which is really nice. But I had my little eraser kept right over here by that thing. In the actual Phantom of the Opera, his name is Eric.
Mm-hmm.
And while Eric, he was in his 30s, Christine was in, like, she was 25. And being 25, a lot easier than like 16, 14 asking for marriage. I get it was France, it's like
Yeah.
the late hundreds and stuff, but. Someone's birthday's over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Tazim's birthday today.
Okay. That's nice. So I usually do this late kind of shading kind of thing where you just kind of go over small and then you go to the finer detail.
Mhm.
And then I'm just gonna put this in a little pocket here.
Do you have any inspirations for your art?
Yeah, of course. I've got a lot of artists that I follow on my Instagram. I love looking at all their stuff. My friend Jason Farrow, he makes this whole comic book series called The Convictor. He has like a whole Kickstarter for it as well. You better check it out. And it's really cool. It's about this guy in Gut City, super soldier kind of ass. This guy just full on rampages. He's absolutely amazing. My friend Cameron has his own comic book universe he's trying to do. And he has this character called Starborn. And being in the land of the writers and stuff like that for a little bit, I just kind of peeked back there a little, went to his universe. Unfortunately, met this guy called the Anti-Nerd. And oh, speaking of, have you ever heard of the global mango shortage?
No?
Okay, cool. So the global mango shortage does not exist. Not in this universe. You're welcome, by the way. But in my universe, this guy called the Anti-Node came from this guy, Starborn's universe. And I thought just throwing him through my little omniversal boom tube, things would be fine. He'd get like a little, psychedelic kind of trip thing, a little
Yeah.
spook. But I didn't realize he knew backdoor magic. And in doing so, he came back with this absolute shredded six-pack, this like goblin-esque glider from like this demonic manta ray thing. And he's like, you know what, I'm gonna take what you love the most. And then I had this little belt that I have. I actually made one here, but it was too much for me to carry to the school. And you can fit about 3 mangoes in each of the pockets, except for the black one that can only fit 2. Yes, I did test that. But in your guys' universe, you still have all your mangoes. Now, as I understand, India is your main kind of mango
Yeah.
seller and distributor and stuff like that, and they're going through a tough time. But if they ever have any mango catastrophes, I'm going to be right there if they need any help.
Cool.
I'm surprised that you guys don't have Big Mango Incorporated here. That was like most of my advertising was basically for them in my universe.
No, yeah. We don't have that here.
Do you travel?
I do. I had a mission in France, which before I got my name Massacre, which is where I got my name Massacre was from what I did in France. it was covered in mutated spider people. And my brother Colin was kidnapped by this one kind of giant one. I think the guy's name was Pierre Parliament. I remember back in the 80s, this guy had this guy friend, his name was like Harris Omnis or whatever. And Harris Omnis was always like this daring, bold kind of guy. He wanted to climb up to the top of the Eiffel Tower and take a picture because he wanted to get well with the chicks, you know what I mean? So his friend, Pierre Parliament, ended up trying to find him ways to do so. So there's a legend that says there was this tarantula walking up the Eiffel Tower and he just kind of plopped it, picked it up, and then went off to his lab. To that, I don't know if that's real or not, but if he really did that and he really grabbed a tarantula, no hesitation, this man was already a menace. Here. Now we're gonna go with a little bit more costume and suit design. Is there any inspirations you guys have that you would love for like a superhero costume?
I want to be wearing a suit
A
to
suit?
fit in the lawyer part.
That's cool. I want like a really over the top suit because since now
Should be all blinged out.
since I want to be like a performer, like a music
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna be
performer,
all blinged out.
I gotta stand out, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of this guy called Red Leather by any chance?
No?
He's got some really good music, but he has like this giant hat where it covers his face, and he wears all red. It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love this guy. I'll see him on TikTok and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Is what it is. Hopefully, I can get him on the show.
Have you heard of someone called Jamiroquai?
I feel like I have.
Yeah.
You remind me who he is?
He makes pop music, and during the '90s, he usually performs. He's First Nations.
Okay, indigenous. That's
He's
awesome.
indigenous, yes. So he represents his community, but he also wears like a really big fur hat with horns pointing on the sides.
Oh, that's badass.
It is badass. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I really like his music.
Definitely gonna have to check him out.
Mm-hmm.
The hand may look a little goofish here, but that's okay. And then, have you ever seen any of the Moon Knight stuff with Mr. Knight? Okay,
I've heard a
cool.
lot about it, but I haven't actually seen the shows right now.
Fantastic show. Love Oscar Isaac. I feel like I should really stop advertising for Marvel because I'm trying to rival them myself, but I don't really have the means to make all my comic books right away. So get a little bit more practice and skill and figure it all out. But yeah, Moon Knight as Mr. Knight is this character called Stephen Grant in the mind of this guy Mark Spector. He was told to make himself a suit with this powers of Conchu or whatever, and he makes like an actual like suit and it's got like this Egyptian stuff on it. Oh, it's fantastic. Love the costume design.
Wouldn't the suit be really tight if you flex it?
Oh yeah, no, you're definitely gonna be
Well, they could be
ripping.
ripped. It could be ripped.
Yeah, true.
You gotta show off the fact that I'm a lawyer. You know, you gotta like show off. You know,
Yeah,
you gotta make sense.
true.
Back here. Have like a little ripped here, just showing off a little pad.
It's only under the arms, especially because they're like flexing like that.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm actually trying to go to the gym soon. I want to get one of those kind of like, I don't know if you've ever seen Max Taylor from TikTok or anything like that. The guy's,
I've heard of him.
Yeah.
guy's absolutely built.
Yeah.
That's my main kind of next goal. I'm gonna take some time, but you know what? He started at 19.
Yeah.
I'm 19, so maybe
Yeah.
by 24 if I do the right things.
Yeah. You see the guy with the mustache?
Yeah. Yeah, the mustache and like this long hair. Oh, it's
Yeah.
fantastic. He's got like this Mortal Kombat tattoo on his chest and stuff.
Oh, is he like a redhead?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the guy. Yeah. He's jacked.
So let's say for hero elements, is there any kind of superheroes that you do know of, indie or the main kind of DC Marvel roster kind of stuff you guys know that you like?
Like any superheroes, or does it have to be like comic book?
Any superheroes in general. They don't have to be comic book.
Okay, you know that green girl from like Guardians of the Galaxy? I don't even know her name, to be honest.
Gamora?
Yeah, her. She's cool. I like her.
Do you know someone called Endeavor?
I don't. Do you have your phone on you?
I do, yeah.
Definitely show me a picture. Always encourage references.
He's from an anime I really like. It's called My Hero Academia.
I know about All Might from My Hero Academia. That guy looks pretty cool.
he's a really well-written character, especially like in the manga as well. Would you like to see like the colored version or like?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's what he looks like.
Okay,
Yeah.
I like that. The big shoulders, the big gauntlets, the flaming boots. Okay, I can work with that. Time travel powers.
Yeah, it's really cool because so it's a world of heroes and villains, and of course there's rankings of heroes. Like there's a number one hero who was called All Might, and he was the strongest of strongest hero ever. But while going up against like the main villain, the main antagonist of the story, he almost dies, so he has to retire. And there's like a big rivalry between Endeavor, because he was the number 2 hero, and All Might, the number 1 hero.
Okay.
And because he had to retire,
Is this a show?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because he had to. It's like a part of the show. It's not like the whole thing of the show, but because he had to retire, Endeavor kind of felt like it was like unfair, so he still kind of had like that fire in him, which also ties back to his power because his power is fire. So it's pretty cool.
I can't take everything exact because I might get copyrighted.
Yeah.
But giving you some kind of pretty big shoulder ass kind of things here. This would be a spike instead.
Speaking, since it's about Marvel, I'm gonna bring it up one more time that the creator of the show I was talking about is a really big fan of Marvel.
Yeah.
So he bases off a lot of his characters after like superheroes.
Alright, sick.
So there's this guy called Twice, and
The band?
no, not the band.
Do you know such Twice? Or is that just your brother?
No, never heard of
I
this.
know, but I was asking you.
No, I don't. Do you know the?
Oh
Yeah.
wow, got like this whole black noir aspect to it.
Yeah. So he also has he bases a lot of his characters on superheroes and a lot of his covers for the volumes.
You have the book.
I have some of them, yeah.
Not all of them.
Like a lot of them. So far they're 30 and I have like 20 something. Yeah. Like this is a Spider-Man references. I don't know if you can get it, but
Oh yeah, I see that with the Venom and kind of stuff.
yeah, he is the protagonist of the story, by the way.
Oh okay.
Yeah.
And what's his name?
His name is Deku.
Deku? Okay.
Yeah. He has a lot. It's kind of a spoiler, so I'm not.
Oh, the
Am
green
I
hair
allowed
guy?
to say spoiler? Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he ends up getting 9
Is
because
that what he's from?
yeah. The show has powers called quirks, and either you're born with it and you're not.
Okay.
But there's a 75% chance you are born with it, and the quirks, the powers, depend on your parents' powers. So if they have really good powers, then you're gonna have really good powers, and there's also like a mix of the powers as well.
Oh wow.
So he didn't have any powers, and he had a connection with the superhero, the number 1 hero, All Might. So then,
So is that like his dad?
no, it was not his dad. He is kind of like his mentor,
Okay.
like because since he didn't have powers, he always idolized superheroes. But he ended up All Might ended up passing down his powers to
All of his powers?
his powers to the protagonist by making him eat his DNA. So, and the main protagonist Deku ended up getting 9 different quirks.
Oh.
Because the original powers ability was to be passed down. So then any other founder of that power, like let's say I don't know, I can shoot spider webs, and I have One for All, which is the name of the power, the original power. That means I can pass down my own power as well as the original, and then it goes on and on and on and on. So 9 people had the power he has. Now he has it, so he has 9 powers of the previous people who had it.
Oh, that's
And
crazy.
one of them is ties back to Marvel because one of them is called Black Whip, and he shoots out spider webs.
Oh, that's so
So
cool.
it's pretty cool. There are a lot of references to like superheroes there.
That's awesome, yeah. In my universe, main way to get powers is either by you're born with it. There's some people that are born with it. Most of it is a lot of lab stuff. A lot of America before it collapsed and stuff like that in my universe, all carried over to Canada. So Canada is not just Canada, but also America, and then it's the American provinces. They're not really happy about that too much, but it's fine.
You draw like glasses?
Yeah, I do the little
That's
glasses.
cool, yeah.
Here for a little face, and then I can do like a little smear. And then, for any kind of mask kind of stuff, is there any kind of like favorite kind of style you guys like? A little kind of ski mask? You want like a little breather kind of stuff?
My top two choices are probably like a metal mask, like MF Doom, or something like just like a ninja like covering.
Like a ninja cover? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was always obsessed with MF Doom when I was in my youth. That's why I got half of my mask instead of the full thing. I have this one guy, his name is the Demichier, because he's from Quebec, and oh my god. He basically copied my entire outfit, except he's got a double mask. And it's like, it's cool, because it's like, you get the MF Doom reference, right? And then he's like, ooh, alright, the MF Doom. And I'm like, oh my god, dude, just please stop.
Yeah.
He's trying to be like my rival and stuff like that. I'm like, dude, just stop. You're with your brother, just chill out.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fight him just because he wants to be my little superhero, supervillain kind of dynamic duo. I already have this guy called Blood Raid, who is Dracula's grandson, and oh my god, you better not touch my bull neck and all this. I'm like, okay, dude, your grandpa just owes me money. Like, at the end of the day, if he's not gonna pay me, he lives in this giant castle, right?
Yeah.
If he's not gonna pay me, then I'm just gonna have to massacre the entire race of vampires.
Yeah.
No hesitation. All of a sudden, it's too much for him to handle.
I think a half mask would be like just like your eyes up, kind of, so you can breathe.
That way they can't see you.
And COVID safe.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, now I'm a little hesitant because in my universe we didn't have any kind of COVID pandemic stuff. So now that I'm here, I have no idea if I'm just gonna carry that and it's gonna be this giant problem when I get back.
People still get COVID.
Yeah, I know in the Europe and stuff like that, it's more of an issue now. There's like different strains. And
Yeah.
That's sick. So you said it takes 8 hours just to finish the sketch or like a drawing?
Oh no, the sketch itself I could probably get down in about 20 minutes or so. But when I do like my digital stuff, that's when I really take my time with it. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna have like an H for heroes and then a V for villains, and it's gonna be a lot better.
So when you draw digitally, do you like take a picture of your sketch and just trace it over, or do you start from scratch?
I got this Huion tablet, which is kind of like a screen I can draw on, which helps me actually see better. Because there's like the little Wacom tablets, right, where you're drawing and you have to like look up at the screen. I'm like, oh, I don't know where I am.
Yeah.
But I mainly just use my Huion one. Now, before they dropped the price, I paid about $1,000 to get this thing.
Holy yeah.
Nowadays, it's only $300, and I'm a little cheese, but it's
Why
fine.
did they drop the price so much?
Yeah. Like.
They made like a few more like renditions and newer ones, and I'm like, damn it, I paid like a whole grand for this.
Yeah.
I saved up a lot of money. That was my
Yeah.
first big kind of spending thing, and now I'm like $300.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I'm trying to get into using like the Adobe stuff, but right now I've just been using Autodesk.
Use Procreate.
Yeah, Procreate. Yeah, that's the Apple one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I only have little Samsung stuff. Alright, is there any kind of weapons your guys' characters use at all? Any kind of like ninjutsu stuff?
Yeah.
I know you said you're like a Mora, so you have like a little bit of like a sword in the back.
Yeah.
You can just
Yeah. I can stop people.
Daggers.
dagger.
Like in your belt.
No, like there's this character I really like from another manga. His name is Thorfinn, and it's called Vinland Saga. And it's historical. It's like actually like pretty accurate. The main character is based on an actual Viking, and he has two daggers. And he kind of holds them like this, like pointing outwards. So I think that's really cool. And I think fighting with two daggers is
2 daggers.
really
And I give you multiple daggers.
that's cool.
3 on each side. That way you can just kind of like take
Yeah.
2.
Yeah. Throw them, and then you can fight the other one.
And I don't know if you've ever played any of the Borderland games where they just throw their weapon and then it comes back or whatever with another clip. You can basically do the same thing with yours, so they're like infinite throwing kind of stuff. So massive damage.
They're like a scorpion thing
Yeah.
where he has a chain and he like
Scorpion tattoo.
For Mortal Kombat, where he just throws it and it comes back.
I know that. So I can do that here. Have like a little bit of like a chain, and then it just kind of goes down the leg a bit, and then you just wrap around it.
Yeah.
Sick.
There's the actual rope dart. A lot of actual people, when they use it, they use their legs a lot more. There's this one guy who I was watching, and he ended up flipping it around his leg a little bit, and then he kicks it off, and it just completely shattered the entire block of ice with just one head. It was crazy. A little here, so you can like clip them on.
You're left-handed?
I am left-handed.
I had no idea you're left-handed.
When I was a kid, I had a Catholic nun tell me I was the devil's child because I had a left hand.
Were you the only one who was left-handed?
Yeah, in the little class there. She got fired after trying to hit me. So.
Jesus.
And joke's on you.
Yeah.
Now I can draw and she can't.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got down that pose. You like the over-the-top stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I can kind of... A little bit Spider-Man-esque, a little bit cups down on the there. These parts will just like kind of like meet around the edge, I guess. And then these ones as well will then just kind of like come back. Yeah, there you go. And then I've given you kind of like these like visors. I don't know if you've ever seen like the ski mask kind of ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That way they can't really see your eyes too much. But.
Can you see my eyes?
Yeah.
You're wearing glasses.
You have glasses, and then you can have like a, you know how they have like that little mask eye kind of thing,
Yeah.
where it's like you can only see like the white and stuff like that.
That's sick.
And then because you wanted teleportation and time travel powers,
Yeah.
gives you like a little watch you dial the time on, gives you the hours, and then on the side you have like a little small panel where it has like the date, and you have like the little 9 pinch pad number. Oh, it's actually heels with the 0. So there we go. So that way you can just kind of like press the buttons in, turn to a certain time, press it down, poof, now you're right there in time. Then your other one, you can just do the knobs and buttons. So this notch kind of has like a little gauge thing, so you can actually like shoot off like a little teleportation thing. And actually, like a little portal gun, so it's like, you know, the little noise gauge. All of a sudden you shoot this little ball right there, just completely evaporates and you're right there. I have this, my friend of mine, his name is Phase Boy. He makes portals to like anywhere basically. So he'll hop from portal to portal and he'll go and gain velocity the faster he goes through them. I've seen him, he always tries to rival me with all my speed and stuff like that. Because I'm just swinging on cosmic tethers around the city. But every time he'll like go into like this infinite loop kind of thing and then like put it into like this little kind of like outward kind of thing so he bounces up. And he always just goes straight past me. But it's so unfair because he's falling through infinite and then launching himself off and I can't do that yet.
Exactly.
And then every time I try to go in, he then just like makes it so I'm like bashed right into the wall. I'm like, ugh.
What happens if he just stays between, like...
In the void?
Yeah.
Like,
can he just... Is he the only one that has access to it?
As far as everyone else knows, yes. And it's very strange because it's like, the more he's using it, the more he says that it's from his heritage and stuff like that. He used to wear this really menacing Oni mask, which anytime, because he used to be this assassin for his government and stuff like that before he came to Canada. And the longer he was wearing the mask himself while doing all the portal stuff, he just started getting not hero-like. So we made this thing, me and Zagdis and I. Very strange, I know. He has like this kind of like black mask, whatever, where he just has the eyes. But I haven't been able to see his actual face out there. And I can see through like a little tint and stuff. It's starting to get a little more like skeletal. So I'm gonna have to like check up on him one of these days. I'm like, hey, listen, you okay, Phase Boy?
Yeah.
You okay, Mark? He's a fantastic friend, though. I don't know where I'd be if I didn't have him. I had a tough time. We were playing we were going to like one of these little karaoke bars. I had just gotten out of this relationship, tough time. He goes to the bathroom, comes back, hammered out of my ass, sobbing, "Hey, when you come back, when you come back." Yeah, it did break me up. It was a nice time. We sat on the roof for a while. Oh. Always with the best of friends.
So how far do you think you're into this drawing right now?
I'd say I'm pretty far. Have this here, kind of like the extra protection on the knees. And then kind of do that here. And then for legs and stuff like that, you can have kind of like these knee pads and then like the shin armor and stuff like that. It's just because I'm drawing this where the knees are already tucked in.
Yeah.
Lawyer. I can try to put what's like a good lawyer symbol? I know there's like a little weighing thing.
Like just like a little brooch kind of thing. Not a brooch, but like a little in the corner. Yeah.
So you just know you're with the law of justice. And then if you want to go like super anime with it, we can just extend it out to here. Just super strength, and it's just carried on this little handle. I had to fight a guy that used this giant sword before, and I was like, okay, this thing shouldn't be that heavy. I tried picking it up, and I've got like this super strength, right, in my universe. And I'm trying to pick it up, I'm like, oh!
Yeah.
Oh, pulled a muscle. The guy's coming back like, yeah, you can't lift that, can't you? And I'm like, listen, villain, I get it, but like, how do you even lift this up? And he just uses his pinky and lifts it up with no hesitation. And I'm like, okay, well, this is such an unfair fight.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I have to go dirty and just sock him in the little nuts. But coughed so hard, he dropped that sword and then dropped it on his feet. Now he can't walk.
Jesus.
Yeah. Never underestimate creativity, or even the smallest little thing. This way here, if your sword ends up getting lost or anything like that, too heavy at any point in time. I had this one guy, Tremor, he's a friend of mine and stuff like that. He has like this gun and these gravity boots, and with the spaceman or whatever, he actually changed the density of something. I pissed him off one time, and so he made me have the density of 485 pounds.
Jesus.
Yeah. I still look the same, but it was like 485 pounds, and I'm trying to swing, like, oh!
Yeah.
I fell onto a roof, went down the 3 buildings. I'm like, ugh. Thank God it was just this ghost town we were in. But
It's a pretty cool power.
yeah. Oh man, and with his little gravity boots, he can like kind of jump and then like pivot really fast, really far in places, and like dodge really quick. Absolutely menacing. Here we have the suit. The suit's covered in that. I made it a little bit longer just so it's like Gamora-esque kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then you kind of
Who's
do.
Gamora?
Have you never seen Guardians of the Galaxy?
No.
Did you watch any of the Avengers movie, like the Endgame one? Or?
Yeah, I did. I watched it a while ago though.
Yeah. So this guy Peter Quill, I don't know if you watched the original one.
No.
Okay. Well, there was this Infinity War movie, and
Oh.
yeah.
Oh. Kyle looks like She-Hulk.
Yeah, she's from this alien race that this guy Thanos completely just wiped out.
Who is She-Hulk?
She-Hulk is Bruce Banner's cousin, but due to like the same kind of things that go on with Bruce Banner and the Hulk, she gets exposed to gamma radiation.
No, I know who she is, but I don't like.
Oh, I think her name is like Jennifer Walters. He says hesitantly. Okay, that's the shoulder, and then I'm lost in the shoulder. So, here. There we go. And then I can do patterning.
So how would you describe your art style?
Comic book-esque for sure. But I am trying to branch out into other stuff. I was on this blue planet at one point. There's a few planets that showed up in my solar system and stuff like that. Jupiter completely went missing. We have no idea where the hell it went. And just exploring this blue forest kind of stuff. There was like these few critters that were kind of rolling around. There was this really long, like tall one that kind of looked like, you know, the long neck dinosaur there with the 4 legs. Yeah. But it had pearls on it. Like someone gave it pearls.
Yeah.
So, who knows? I consider this a little bit different. Have you guys thought of any kind of names at all for your superheroes at all?
Oh god.
Oh no, the names I
No.
didn't think of. No.
Okay. Invisibility, law powers.
Should you like miss something?
Like what?
I don't know. Miss Lena.
No, that's just boring. That's boring.
Super Lena?
No, that's like
So on,
that's too generic.
time travel and teleporting. Any kind of abbreviations?
There's a flashback.
Flashback?
That's
That could
cool. I
work.
actually like that. Yeah, that's actually really
Yeah,
cool.
there's a flashback.
There we go. Flashback.
I need a name though. I don't have a name.
It's called a lawyer.
Lawyer, kind of upholding the law and justice.
Or law. What about law?
Law.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even
Invisible law or something. Hidden law.
Hidden law's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
that's
Hidden law's pretty
cool.
cool.
There we go. Flashback and hidden law. Oh, that's right.
That's not who it is.
That's not me. Oops. That's even a smaller one.
It's on the floor.
It's on the floor? Probably. I'd lose my head if it wasn't attached to me. Just gonna erase that. Yeah, I've had to, since being here, I kind of threw the writer himself out into my universe because he made me a shitty self-insert character. So how dare he, right?
Yeah.
So I've had to be here, kind of do jobs as him and stuff, so I have to learn and forge his signature. Pain in the ass. There we go. Duncan B. Christopher, 22. Alright, well, not with any kind of fancy colors, but you guys can get the premise. Don't know how long this went for. I don't know if it's like 15 to 20 minutes or
I
something.
don't even know what time I started.
42.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm a little slow, but it's okay. I'll release as its own thing. Thank you so much for joining me on Mango Time Extravaganza.
thank you.
Hopefully,
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
of
thank you.
course. And hopefully get to draw some more people superheroes.